Yo, you are now rocking with the God. And if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, we love wrestling. Cheer.
Welcome to the We Love Wrestling spot. My name is Terry. I'm with Nicole from Down for the Count. Trey D, whatever name you want to call me. Today we are with somebody that you've seen on TV a lot. Someone I watched growing up. Someone who, I saw him this past weekend and I had to give him his flowers in his tag team for Crime Time with WWE. He is the VIP Dallas World Heavyweight Champion. He is making that title. That title is not making him. We are with Tha Gawd. JTG, how are you doing?
Thanks for having me. We love wrestling. You are now rocking with the God. What's really good?
Yeah. Everything's good my way. The first question I always ask, so we can get it out the way, is why do you love wrestling, or what started your love for wrestling?
What started my love for wrestling? It would definitely have to be my parents. Both my mother and father were wrestling fans. More my mother. And I was a wrestling fan since 2 years old. My mom would take me and my sister to MSG every month. WWF ran every month at MSG, and I was growing up watching Hulk Hogan live, Macho Man live. And I come home and I'll start dropping elbows on my sister's Cabbage Patch dolls. So my love for wrestling started at an early age.
I did, man. So you got that 80s, 90s run of WWE in you in Madison Square Garden?
Huh?
You got the 80s and 90s run of WWE in Madison Square Garden that time?
I did. So I was going I was going every my mom would take us every month. Then it started it wasn't every month anymore. Like during the Attitude Era, it was like maybe like 4 times a year or something like that.
Man, I'm jealous. I've never been to an event in New York, so
What? You never been to a live event in MSG? I love performing in MSG. This is the best crowd.
Oh man, I have it on my bucket list, so hopefully one day. But being in the Midwest, I'm not in New York that much.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So let me just ask you, how did you get started in wrestling? Because I saw you with the tag team. I know you had some time in what they call developmental, but who got you started in wrestling?
When did I get started in wrestling?
Yes.
Okay, so I went through 2 phases. The first phase is when I left high school. As soon as I graduated from high school, 17 years old, I moved to North Carolina, to Charlotte. I was a big Hardy Boys fan, and I had family in Charlotte, so I found a school in Charlotte, and it was this old timer, and he gave me a good price. My mom paid it. She was like, "All right, take care of my son. He's coming on there to train." And I moved on there. But after like a few months, the trainer, he would just come for a little bit and train me for a little bit and then leave me with the other wrestlers to train me. And I'm like, that's not, after a few months of that, that's not what I paid for. I wanted, the experience from an old time veteran. That's what I was paying for. So after him doing that a few times, I was in Charlotte for 6 months, and I found out about OVW. And that's when I went back home for a little bit. And then I was going back and forth to OVW on the Greyhound bus from New York to Kentucky. And everybody thought I was crazy, but I was determined. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be not a wrestler. I'm gonna be a WWE superstar. It's like the OVW, they was pumping out names like Shelton Benjamin, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and that was the place to be. And I was determined, and I didn't want to move out there right away because like Louisville, Kentucky, that's like a big culture shock. So I was comfortable with leaving on Friday evenings and getting there Friday afternoons and getting there Saturday afternoon. Yeah. And then I eventually moved to OVW, and that's where I got my contract at the age of 21.
So you are we going to age you right now? How many years you been in wrestling?
I'm fine with my age. I look good good for my age. I'm 36 right now.
Okay. 15 years out here. Nicole, jump in here and get some questions in.
What I like to ask our spotlight guests, especially during this month, because it is Black History Month,
Yeah.
what moment within wrestling Black history has been the most meaningful, the most important to you so far?
Ask that question one more time. I think you broke up a little bit.
So obviously, since this being Black History Month, I always try to touch base with our spotlight guests. So which Black history moment within wrestling that has happened to you or you have been able to witness is the most significant to you?
Oh, right off the top of my head, that popped into my mind was definitely being front row to watch Kofi Kingston win the title. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah,
Yeah, two
about two
years
years
ago.
now.
Yeah, being there for one of my closest, very close friend of mine, and being there for one, and being there to feel that energy when he won the title and experiencing it. It was like it was definitely a historical moment. Seeing because I don't know if you follow on social media. There's always a debate on if we ever had a black champion. They say, "Oh, The Rock
Yeah.
is black," and it's like The Rock is black. Like he's a black man, but he doesn't identify as black. He identifies more with the Samoan side. And then
Mm-hmm.
it was back and forth with Mark Henry and Booker T being world champions, but they weren't the WWE heavyweight champions. So there was always a bunch of debates on social media, but that moment made it very clear that a black man from Africa, who was born in Africa, who identifies as black, won the title at WrestleMania.
I think that's something I remember. I was like, and I'm one of those people where I'm like, I'm a very heartless Scorpio and I'm very okay with that. And when I tell you my black ass was in the middle of a bar crying
Uh-huh.
over Kofi Kingston with these old people who were next to me, I'm telling you, it was the weirdest time in my life. It was very strange. But yeah, it was like me and these older white people was over here crying over Kofi Kingston winning the championship. But I think that's what was important, like brought everyone together. But talking about the past, so obviously this is a conversation. I don't know if you pay attention to it. It's been on Twitter a lot, especially the past couple of weeks, of our black wrestlers, commentators, ring announcers, any in between not getting the shine that I feel like a lot of us deserve, and also
Mhm.
getting the opportunities that
Mhm.
that we feel like we deserve. So what kind of advice can you give to all of us, because I count me and Trey in one of those, trying to come up and stay positive even though it feels like we have all these doors closed?
I wouldn't say the doors are closed. I just say they're harder to get. They're
Yeah.
harder to get through. Like if you look at Kofi Kingston's situation, he was there for years, and he's seen talent who he came before get opportunities before him, and Kofi stayed positive, and they gave him crappy gimmicks. He worked with it. He made it his own, and he was able to make not headline WrestleMania, but he was able to win the title at WrestleMania. That's every person's dream. It's like, okay, you got a WWE contract, but your dream is to win the title at WrestleMania. He was able to accomplish that because he stayed persistent and he had a positive attitude. And I would just say for like African American talent, announcers, wrestlers, um, stay positive. That's what I tried when I was there. That's what I after a while I couldn't stay positive anymore. But I was younger. I'm much older now. So if I was ever to get that opportunity again, it's definitely stay positive. You can't be walking around there with a boo boo face. Like, where's my time gonna come? Get and get social media behind you. That's what got Kofi to the dance at WrestleMania, was that he got the people in social media behind him, and he had his friends push. As soon as I found out that there might be a chance for Kofi to be at WrestleMania, I started my own campaign for him, and and a lot of other black wrestlers and followed too with the same thing.
And then one more question, so we're not keeping you too long, and I'm gonna
No,
switch
you're
you over
fine.
to Dre. So what can the people look forward to you doing in the future, or what do you have coming up right now that we can get excited to see JTG at?
Okay, so right now, I'm grinding on the indies. I'm grinding on the indies. I'm making a name for Jay the God. I love doing Crime Time. I miss my tag team partner, um, but uh, it's time for JTG to make a name for himself, so people don't always attach me to Crime Time, which I have no problem with. I love that, but Jay the God has to uh, make a dent on the independency, make a name for myself, and we'll see if any of the big dogs call, either it be AEW, if it's WWE, if the right offer comes on the table. I'm a businessman at the end of the day. I'm gonna do what's best for business and step up to the plate and hit some home runs, either in AEW or WWE. You're looking at a totally different JTG now from a few years ago.
I
I
love
love
it.
it. Thank you so much again for taking the time to speak to us. And then
No
I'm gonna
problem.
kick it off to Terry, even though he lied saying that he was watching you growing up. You knew you was old by then, Terry.
All right, I was old by then, so '06. The real okay. I was coming out of college, but I mean, still, when like '06, getting that, you had like Elijah Burke coming out at that point. You had Bobby Lashley. You had Crime Time. So I mean, that was like, yo, we here right now. So I'm just saying. But he said he's big on the independent scene. So let me say this: I saw you at the Collective. I was front row with you versus Trey Miguel. A great
Yeah,
match.
thank
Let
you.
me say that. Now we just had the Few Say It Loud event. Did you ever imagine, like, when you got into wrestling, that you was gonna be facing Too Cold Scorpio?
No, I used to play with his action figure. And that blew my mind. Yeah, I used to play with his blue Flash Funk action figure. It came with the hat and and the chain and everything. Um, and now he's still on the independent scene. He's still doing his thing, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it was an honor to get in the ring with Two Cold Scorpio. It was a complete honor, and I learned a lot from him too.
Hey, just being there, seeing that, I was like, yo, grew up watching Too Cold. JTG is out here doing his thing. And so your indie run right now is very impressive. So I'm commending what you're doing. I like to see what you're doing. You call people out. You never got that TNT championship shot. What's going on? I mean,
All
I'm
I could say
upset
is
by that
that
too.
all I could do is chop it up is that they're scared, man. And what else can I say?
continuing
Okay.
the storyline. Y'all did call out the Young Bucks a couple years back, and they
I
never
call out
responded.
the Young Bucks. I called out Cody. It's like maybe they don't want to get showed up. I don't know. 'Cause when I come up on the scene, I'm making a scene. It's like when it comes down to my entrance, my in ring performance, I'm going to leave the crowd something to remember. They're like when they're going home and they're talking about the show, they're like, "Yeah, JTG, he really did his thing, man. He looked great and blah blah blah." I'm going to leave a lasting impression on fans.
And like you saying earlier, said you older now and positive. I'll just say, um, it is a good energy when you're around him. Like when I talked to him at the end of the show, he was smiling the whole time. He was all with it. We saw him throughout the hotel, just walking around, just good energy there. Um,
Thank you. I've learned that the universe always makes it works things out. If something negative happens, you stay positive. Things just happen. Like I've been on this planet for 36 years. Stuff just works. It just works itself out. As
um,
long as you keep a positive attitude.
Facts. Now you did say you was a businessman, so it would be remiss for me to not go here and let you talk about your business. So we're gonna do our last segment, and what we call that is the put yourself over moment. That's basically where you let the people know any of your social media, all the things that you got going. You told the people how you stay big with the sea moss that you have and everything. We just want you to put yourself over.
So let's start with the sea moss. It was actually I rebranded mine. It's called T moss, testosterone
Oh,
boosting sea moss. That was the secret behind my size and strength. I go to the gym. I got people asking me if I'm on steroids. What am I taking? Am I taking growth or pro hormones? I'm like, I am 100% natural. I'm trying to be here for a long time. I don't want any health issues. So I found out about sea moss because I'm from the Caribbean. My family's from the Caribbean, and sea moss was I found out about because sea moss is a libido. Like before you see a little thing, drink a little sea moss smoothie, add some peanut butter. They call it peanut butter.
Oh
And then
my God.
I was, my dad used to drink that. And then I was doing some more research. I stumbled across Dr. Sebi, and he was talking about sea moss, and it's more than just a libido enhancer. It has 92 minerals out of the 102 that your body needs. It gets rid of mucus, and there's all these benefits. So I started drinking it every morning. And me being a professional wrestler, it helps with your bones too. I don't know if you saw the video with Dr. Sebi dropping to his knees, no pain because the amount of the minerals and the certain stuff that his bones are strong, and I needed that being a professional wrestler. I never got injured, so the sea moss is definitely I definitely vouch for it, and I added 4 extra herbs, and those herbs are scientifically proven to boost your testosterone naturally. And me being in the gym every day, you can see the results. It works. T-Moss, go to t-moss.com. Don't forget the dash, t-moss.com, and get you some T-Moss, 16 ounce, 32 ounce. I also have stuff there for the ladies too, because I get that too. What about us? I don't want no testosterone. So there's black seed oil infused sea moss. And if you don't know about black seed oil, you could Google it. It's the cure for everything except for death. Google it. I ain't making it up. I ain't trying to just sell my product. So Google black seed oil, and then the black seed oil infused sea moss. And I also have the gummies on the way. And then I have my beard care. If you want a sexy as hell beard, go to sahbeardcare.com, and that's also infused with black seed oil because black seed oil is just an amazing oil. I take that every day too.
I do have to say, the little promos you was doing for the beard care, you got to bring those back, man. Those was hilarious. Like, just pop up with a little commercial for the beard. And I liked each one of those. So I like what you're doing out here, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna plug one more thing too. I'm an entrepreneur. I got a
plug away, man. Plug away.
Plug it.
Yeah. I also have the book too. Don't forget the book, The Newbie's Guide to Big Biceps. If you want those big arms. Hold on, can I get that out? There we go, right here. Get the steering. There we go. The Newbie's Guide to Big Biceps. I dropped that book about in December. The ebook is doing great. People are seeing results already since I dropped it in December. It's a 6-week program with videos and my formula to growing your arms. So check that out too. That's on Amazon. The Newbie's Guide to Big Biceps.
He is a 2 or 3 time Amazon bestseller.
Right. Oh yeah, 2-time bestseller. Yeah, 2 times. Yeah.
So he said he got.
I don't want to plug everything. We'll be here all day. I got books too.
I'm just saying, he tell you got a book. I'm just letting you know he got 2 bestsellers already, so it's not no BS out here. Nicole, before we get out here, I'm just appreciative of having this conversation because, like I'm like a huge fan. So I told him the story about I was supposed to see him at Mania, but all that stuff happened. But
yeah, what about Mania this year in Tampa? I'm gonna be there.
Not in Florida.
Not in Florida? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm lined up for the Gray Sweatpants Battle Royal. I'm doing.
So I bought tickets I bought front row. This was the only collective show I got front row. No, I lied. I got front row for Bloodsport.
Okay.
But this is the other one that I got front row. And plus I love Faye Jackson.
Yeah.
Shout out to little Faye over here. So
pre-squad president.
So yeah, so I was like, okay, this makes no fucking sense. I'm seeing this. I have to see this in person.
Yeah.
Sweatpants Battle Royal. I was like, I just have to see that. And then obviously with everything happening in the world, so I will not be going to Florida, but I will be there in spirit and in goggles.
Well,
So
if she streams it, she's gonna make a lot of money on those streams.
yeah.
So I'll talk to I'll get her ear on that because yeah, that definitely needs to be streamed. It's gonna be the first one, and it's gonna be historical. We don't know. This could be a big thing in like 10 years or 20 years from now. Like
Yeah.
this is the first one, so I definitely think you have to either see it or be there. This is absolutely crazy. A Gray Sweatpants battle royal. I wouldn't even think about those two things
Yeah.
together. You got to be a real creep to pull this off, and she's the one.
And if that's y'all thing, you know what I'm saying? Why I'm not saying I'm not. It's not. It doesn't do nothing for me. I know she's gonna have some women matches on there, but as far as the battle royal,
Yeah,
have fun with that, ladies.
I'm in it, so I'm gonna make sure I steal the show. Which I don't. I'm not even gonna try too hard, but yeah, definitely gonna steal the show.
So as far as me, I don't know if I'll be in Mania. I'm saying no, but you know, with me it'd be like, oh man, because I do have some things that's lined up that if I show up that I'll be good already doing. So who knows? We'll see. If I am
Terry lying, he gonna be there in the second
You
row.
gonna be there? Well, I
might. I mean, you know, if I'm
I
there,
got a few shows lined up and some signings, so I'll be pretty busy that weekend. So the guy will be there indefinitely.
All right. Let's see. If nothing else, like I said, we thank you for giving us this time. Nicole from Down for the Count coming through, joining us. And like I always say, my name's Trey D. I'm gonna say Trey D because I'm sick of hearing Terry. And if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling. It's too sweet.
Hi to you.
Hey guys, how you doing? You should be here.
You should.
Shame on you, but have a nice day.